takes the dub here today, starting on Ascent, the 82nd province as it was once called, and we've seen a return to form more recently. Yumpy, the one to draw blood, and it's Zeus going down. Yedije, what a fantastic layer, John. That's a bit of a tough one. I think he might have DC'd.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are as static as you might think. I have a feeling, and it is come pretty accustomed that stage might turn red in a moment.
It may. It very well may. We don't have the fans here to give us
Now, they are just holding in this corner. I don't know if they're going to check. It's crazy. They should use the Leer. Where's the Leer?
Where's the Leer? That Leer could save the round here, I'll tell you that. It's not quite a breeze.
He's missed a fallen off his chair. That's why he's currently not moving. But yeah, I think that something's gone a little bit wrong.
Great clearance of under there, and oh, it looks like they'll even find him in the end.
And in zone flawless as well.
You're joining us, BBL, on the attack and moving it towards the A site this time. I see movement.
Oh.
The ninja in Times Square. His foot already find the opening duel. It's Mr. Fallen with a shock dart, but there's pressure on him as he is being surrounded. Yedije here to help, but not for long. It's all Mr. Fallen, and an ace just around the corner, stolen by... Too far?
Take flight.
You can doubt him. You can doubt him. I'll send him the clip.
There we go.
Spike down.
Looking like a potential easy start to the game. Mr. Fallen almost having that Hunter's Fury online. Of course, he's going to go back for more because worst case he goes down and he's one orb away. And well, it always looks impressive.
Absolutely. Yeah, even though you don't see pistols across the board or 3 pistols, as we'll often see a little 2 with some Bulldogs. Stinger can still pack a little bit of a punch, and it certainly has, taking down 1. But Yedije, he's now got players right above him. The paranoia doesn't catch. He's given an opportunity for a little bit more. The classic comes out, and it nearly deals with Profek. Levin on 15 HP. And what should have been an easy round, now they've got to contend with 2 players. The HP disadvantage, but Levin, he's not playing shy. Just 1 bullet needed from any weapon, but he goes swinging, gets them a 2v1. Leaves the 30 HP Zeus as the last man standing. Wrap around from BBL2. I like this. He's looking the wrong way in heavy trap. For the attack side, they get the round on the board.
Okay, better than Liquid.
Well, that it is, Tom. That it is. One is better than none, I'll say that. Profek down. FUT putting up a good fight on the A side. A little more for Zeus. A triple kill. And we talked about him against Levin. Well, he's the one to put him in the dirt, at least in this battle. A 3rd round seemingly secured. Sociable in their way, but not for long. Cracks quickly dispatching it. And 3-1. What the thought is behind it, we won't find out, I guess, until the post-match interviews. The conversation. Whoa, Yassine it is! He's gone for the forward dash, a staple of Yassine, and one that I wish he didn't try to steal away. Levin's got 2, and a little bit more! Oh, I talk about a round like this, where BBL had pistols, where it should have been a walk in the park for FUT to close out, but that Bladestorm's made all the difference. Levin seeing the spark of Zeus in the last round and looking to outshine it at 2v4. But minimal weapons recovered. Sociable's got a rifle. There's a Bladestorm still, but it's very much winnable for FUT.
Especially with that initial pick. Profek happy to play deep, but Levin's just about survived. 5 HP and still kicking. They've got to get past Sociable though. The bodyguard at the top of the site, and while looking for that final knife, it will be Profek that helps confirm. We've got a Jet on either side. Both of them performing. Looks like it could be fun. Cracks will be the one to find Levin though. And without, as I said, he's had a 4K and a 3K in the 2 rounds that BBL managed to win. Without him, they have next to nothing on the board just yet. Timing, well, it looked good actually for Yumpy, but Mr. Fallen has still managed to come out on top. This round was one built by the last. But it's looking like it's going to go right back in the other direction once again. Mr. Fallen should finally be isolated, but they still need a hero. And with an immediate trade, Magnum needs to find it all.
A lot of pressure on his shoulders. Route to the A side is open if he finds this first pick, but smart play by Adacaptain, just tucking in, not giving him the fight, not giving him the info off that haunt either as they're out of range of it. Just has to go in with his wits and his weapon. 1 found, but the immediate return from FUT.
Themselves back into the game economically. Fact is, though, one of those guns might be about to go. No, never mind. Profek looked like he was moving while he hit that shot, but I think he won't mind too much. And this leaves Adacaptain almost completely isolated on the site. Look at where the rest of the team currently are. They are deep within. The closest just starting a rotation back around, and Adacaptain is going to have to go big here.
Good spray correction onto Sociable, but Levin dances around the side of the boxes and takes him out. A return of damage that was dealt to him moments ago. He'll be able to get the plant now right down below, and a 4 versus 3. Yes, there are pistols, but a rifle in the hands of Levin and Profek, that can do a hell of a lot of damage. They found another, and a follow-up is even there for Levin. Yedajay with the triple spray, and a great read on the final player's location, it seemed. As the smoke fades, though, it's Magnum to Levin.
If anything, with the way he's been playing, half the team currently has a gun. At least the half that could matter, although already a lot of spam damage done. Zeus will get absolutely nothing, and the retrieval of that gun is impossible. Profek will put this round to bed, and Levin in a solid spot. Nightfall thrown through, information garnered and sound removed from opponents, although Levin completely revealed up, and Zeus just decides to run in, and the rest of the team is quite far behind. Nobody went with Levin. It was just that sort of setup to try and get him to do something. And it has failed miserably. In fact, it's all 1v1 fights, which are going the way. They've been holding onto these ults for a while. So, if anything, trying to get something done once you know they're already through could be worth it. But with one player already dropped, Sociable is dead to rights. There's no way he gets out of this alive. A nice shot onto Zeus at least denies the flawless, but FUT break back in very comfortable fashion.
Not bad at all. And go back to the A side. In fact, no, there's a TP through from Omen. There's now 4 players from the defensive side on B, but BBL, they've gone back and forth, flip-flopped in this round enough that it left only Mr. Fallen on A. All the eggs in one basket for FUT, and the hit has come in on the other side. A late lurk by Yumpy, cutting up this rotation, and he'll go down, but they've got a 4v3 post plan.
Yeah, but with Yedajay getting caught, that now completely crumbles. FUT getting in here is going to be so difficult. That time already ticking, and well, again, maybe they could have used that Teo ult, but it was not needed.
Bringing the energy, and ultimately that's all he needs to do. Ultimate sent through from Tejo at long last, and it's trying to send these players into Levin's crosshair. He's good to find one. His blade's removed, but he's still got bullets. Good for a second, but Krax does the same. Triples up, in fact. We said we wanted to see this man return to form. And the 3-piece may just be the start of it. Sociable and Profect left to do it all. The spike is theirs, and a player down, soon to be out, as Krax clings on to life for just a few more seconds. Nobody can bring him back into the round, and they're content to just wait this one out, expecting a move from FUT, even fake planting to try and bait them into aggression. And aggression's about to come through. Profek had the angle, and he had the reaction. Fallen down, and it's all onto Adacaptain.
Oh, for a clutch. First shot connected, know where his opponent is, and wants to try and bait him. Profek to spamming and taking a big risk around the side.
Hey, but the Killjoy setup, about to get the information that there's some contact to be had. Paranoia goes through. Yumpy the one to land onto Zeus, but it's the site that we're looking at. It's Yedajay who's clinging on. Ult has to be destroyed, and it will be just in time. Levin catching the rotation, and a 7-5.
That attack, just being able to get so many valuable entries, and it doesn't look like that's going to stop here. 4 players grouping up into middle. Sociable this time will be the one to start, but has the support of his little Turkish brother. They haven't checked the corner though. This is a mistake. A chance for Yedajay to completely turn this round on his head, and with pressure already being put in over on the other side, he's just holding down the line.
Well, that's their back secure, that is for sure. They got to get their front sorted out. Magnum falling, well, pretty much salvos too. They'll go to backside most of the time, and indeed, that's what's cleared out here. Boathouse pushing them into Yumpy. He's good for the first. The spin on the second! Good on a dime! And now the defuse can be found. Pressuring Yedajay into the peak. In fact, it's already half. He's got to go quick. He's got to be fast! And he's not going to be fast enough! That's a disaster.
To talk over that one. 8-5. BBL clutching up in the pistol, but they've got to be careful. Already, Levin is down early, but Yumpy, there you go. Back again.
Fields have made it very easy to connect that one shot. Here, it's got to be that 1-2. That's not quite as easy to connect. Yeah, all right, yeah, one guy's, yeah, sure.
I just gotta highlight the one you didn't highlight, you know?
Now 6 shields on
There
social.
you go.
Find you.
Go on.
But they also don't have the Outlaw anymore. So that could be a bit of a problem. And yeah,
30
positioning
seconds left.
a prof bag. Oh, there you go. Outlaw found again. They're making this one costly nonetheless. It's something that obviously make things a bit more difficult going into the next round in terms of credits. But if they can make this one nice and damaging, spam shot here would do a lot, but just look at the time. 12 seconds left. Unfortunately, they're going to have to walk into this crossfire, and this is where that sniper really has a lot less value. Try and get into one of the Champions League matches that's coming up. Nice little header.
Oh yeah, lovely
Looking
stuff.
for the back of the net.
Bicycle kick, perhaps, next time.
Ooh, okay. That's a decent start from Magnum. One of the weaker weapons, the Sheriff in hand, has already connected, looks for a little bit more, and even just the tag and the info is nice for the cross. Yumpy with the second shot will connect. That's already a 2-man advantage. Make that 3. It looks like FUT are completely capitulating in these moments, not clearing the back of the site, which currently only has 1 man within it. And Magnum's job really just stay alive as long as possible, make it as awkward as possible for him to be cleared.
And get those tags. Great call from Magnum going out for a little more. I thought it was a bit
What?
It's falling apart. BBL looked set to hammer a nail into the coffin, and it was damn close. Crack.
Put people on more comfortable roles. For now, they are coming back in with a buy on that defensive side, and already Yumpy, after an incredibly quiet half, is now going to find himself another opening pick.
Levin very close to falling. Zeus walking through the nano. He's being caught. Magnum was still holding it. They thought that could be a little bit of a fake out. Instead, they've lost another player.
The attack of a long-botted mid, because they're so confident their opponents are going to push mid, that they've had to leave a piece of utility there to stop them. I don't know if I've seen that. I think he ran out of bullets!
And the beautiful thing there, Sociable just plays on the edge of it, so they have that little bit of safety, that little bit of security.
False
and
confidence.
He uses that to just steal out the round from under them. Already it was looking bad in the 3v5, but now Mr. Fallen, he's good for assists, the best player in the league. In fact,
30 seconds
the reality is, he's going to have to do it all himself. The first found, a Hunter's Fury online, and fake steps to sight. He's baiting them in, luring them for the fight, but they're just waiting, expecting this very same play, but it was damn close. Look how low Sociable and Levin are. This is not a round that you can take any chances in.
10 seconds left.
Salvos have bought a little bit of extra time.
Until the shock.
Actually not taken away. Couple of low players. He takes one of the high HP. This is actually starting to get a little bit dangerous now. HP on 2 of those players is incredibly low. And we know what Mr. Fallen can do in these sort of moments, but Levin is not going to give him the chance. Somehow made that look like a winnable situation for the side of FUT, but ultimately the rest of the round was very clean.
Be cautious of it. Even though it didn't get tripped, it ended up playing against them. Now we'll see. 4 rounds before they can equalize. Weak weapons and no Zeus to fall back on. Levin's come in and put him in the dirt. He's not going through the smoke against an eco. I know he's not going to do that. He's done it. He has done it. And that's got to be frustrating. Now you get the sense on FUT that you're just not being shown respect. This is a guy coming in going, I'm just better than you guys.
Yeah, the #1 Turkish team for the last few years, and a young Turkish duelist that I was saying most people had no idea who he was at the beginning of the year.
No clue.
And he is currently styling on them. He is currently disrespecting them, currently just running away with this map and doing it on a map that is synonymous with this region. It really has been a true show, and while Adacaptain is just trying to get himself an orb, 15 pieces of utility into the come-up trumps here still. We know that FUT are always dangerous. Zeus looking to take that fight. Again, there is nothing alongside him. Like that
Point, you've got the highest assists on so many of these players, but it hasn't been connecting here. Cracks taking the game into his own hands at times, and he's found one onto Levin. A big pick early on, an info that there's 2 on backside, but he doesn't know one was a little closer. Yedajay finding both of those players, in fact, but the flank up from Mr. Fallen, it's putting another problem. Plan, a beautiful display. Now, what should be a secured round off time alone. Hunter's Fury may be needed if the first pick was found, but there's still a man on the site to lock it down.
you could see the way that
Revealing area.
Hunter's Fury immediately popped. Prophet dead to rights, not able to execute off that. They're going to utilize the Armageddon and the Blade Storm in tandem and attempt to try and find something, but instead, all it's really done is slowed the push of FUT. yedeJ also waiting. He's bought his time. This is perfect. The problem of not having all of that Sentinel utility is you can easily sneak in from behind. And while there is yedeJ to deal that final blow, the round already gone. And Magnum now has to look at this as, okay, where can I even escape to?
Yeah, he knows there's one behind. Problem is, the rotations come through from yedeJ. He's made his way right back down the middle and is waiting for this playthrough short, reading Magnum like a book. Although he's not needed. The Crack's closing it out.
Is possible, but it looks like they're going to go for a very aggressive stance in towards B main. Try and take some of that control away, and that's a great start. Levin will pick off yedeJ. That means that any play needs to be a little bit more direct from the side of FUT because they don't have that map control anymore.
They want to take that back on BBL, move towards B main and get the rifle, but sent back by Krax's knife. The A side under threat and weaker weapons, bad positions, and it will struggle to get anything else done in this round. But it's just going to be a patient display as they... Oh my goodness, Levin! Relax, he's found another! A fourth, in fact! The young gun of Levin denied the ace again! And it's Krax looking to pick up the pieces with just Sociable. A round that could go BBL's way, a stick to half that cost him his life.
Beast. Levin, no surprise, looking to get aggressive. You can't really blame him at this point. He's been so good thus far, but he has been shut down.
Lockdown was to come into play. It will not be destroyed. They'll be forced to stand outside and wait as FUT presumably walk their way in. Mr. Fallen lurking on mid finds mass value. Sociable with a double before he falls. He's given them a chance, a breath of life into this round. With Mr. Fallen late into main, you can't expect Yumpy to be here, but he gets him anyways.
Played isolated.
150 health on Mr. Fallen. Not a scratch after those early duels. Up close is Magnum, in the dirt mentally, but now two Red Bull clutches back-to-back. FUT with momentum, with wind in their sails, up against pistols, but it's Levin to drop Zeus. It looks like they're in bumpy waters.
Peek before the flash.
The myth.
A Ghost versus Vandals across the board. There should be no chance to make it back into this site, and well, going in one by one is going to only make it all the more easy for this squad to try and get something done. And it really is just no problem whatsoever for FUT in this scenario. Sociable, an attempt to try and bring things back, but they're already repositioning, looking to just try and get out of there. Well, yedeJ with a cheeky
CTP. And a captain's on the back of B, and it's not like the whole team's about to come and meet him.
Timing.
Magnum knows, but he still loses the fight. The site now divided as Sociable's looking forward. He's got a player coming through main. He's barely evaded his sight. In fact, I think they might have spotted him. It looks like they did. yedeJ was trained in on him. The Blade Storm for both, but it's Zeus to bring the thunder. And Yumpy falling to the same storm.
Back-to-back pauses for guys. We talk about this guy's impact. And sure, there's been some huge individual plays. That was just an attempt to delay, but why would they be delayed? Unless they assume somebody's going to be within the site. Sociable's done well, though. That pick makes things interesting. It also gets him the Armageddon. An ult that can be used to clear a lot of that backside, maybe even push them back into the spawn. Instead, moving them into an awkward position. Magnum's done well. Already another pick. Cracks within the site. Hunter's Fury being utilized to try and do some damage, but it really hasn't slowed them too much. In fact, Yumpy is already on that defuse. I think a drone's being utilized from outside the site. There was no one left to deny them. But I feel like this is going to be a ruse. Try and sell the idea that maybe yedeJ is elsewhere. Maybe he's not swinging. Solid flash, both peeking off the back of it. They've been stunned up in the corner of the site, but yet to be cleared, and eventually both go down. Time was ticking, but the hold was solid from BBL. Now with two standing, it would only come down to mistakes, but BBL have made plenty.
A great stun as well that it slowed them down from Sociable. It stopped the reposition in Boathouse and made it much easier for those players coming in from the laneway to take that easy fight. Mr. Fallen, oh, he's gone. He's put in the dirt as Sociable emerges, and the ult is sent straight in to add.
The players are held out. It's only Zeus that's managed to make it forward. The rest of the team are hightailing it back towards the side, but Zeus and Anna Captain, immediate entries. Exactly what they needed in the last few seconds. Magnum's going alone. Magnum's going to try and take this into his own hands instead, has made that cut a little bit wider. Hunter's Fury utilized them well. Yedajay's spot is known, but even if they clear him, there's so many more pieces to this puzzle, so many more dominoes that would need to fall. Another overtime is all but guaranteed.
I don't know how Yedajay survived so long.
To this B side, normally you'd have a split or a little bit more space, but they're just looking for those trades. An early opening.
Yumpy's gone crazy. He's just sent it, running through the nanos, taking a lot of damage, jumps in. It's a free pick for Yedajay. Paranoia lands. That's a great assist there from the Paranoia. Love to see it from the Omens. There's Profek doing it, BBL rolling their, but it won't land the damage that they desperately need at this point. The swing together. These two, we talked a big game about them, but out of Captain in the ground, it's Mr. Fallen to lead them to victory alone. Expects the swing, great read. But the shots not landing the killing blows just yet. The wrap all the way around, expected.
Basically have this A side under their control. They need to clear Yedajay. He's been the bane of their life in terms of these rotations. He's still going to take one with him.
No.
Caught with the util and eventually dealt with. But even still.
Elsewhere, moving his way through tree. They need to worry about. Salvos will give that away. Goes the Paranoia, the swing from Zeus as a response though. Just as they want to push, he goes pushing into them. Tagged up, but he goes down below. A little bit of extra armor from the wood as out of Captain cleans it up. The attack side again.
Idea when the turret will be heard. Steps from Zeus already fully rotating as they look to go back in the other direction. Mr. Fallen holding the angle ready. In fact, he takes the early swing. The trade though is decent from Sociable. Makes things even, and this lurk from Magnum is filthy. That's going to put real pressure on the B side. Keep players here, leaving just Anna Captain alone on the other side of the map. He's had his hero moments, but this will not be one of them. And the lurk from Magnum is sublime. There were three. Especially on the initiator, it means that you're going to have pieces missing in terms of utility, and you're not going to have any shields. But when you tried everything else, you just got to try aggression. Levin, he's trying to bait the fact that he's run away. Instead, he still sticks around and takes a second. Another round from the superstar Jet that has put his team with an advantage. The best chance BBL have had thus far.
That's an audacious play to pull out late into the game, especially with an AWP on the board, containing that short presence. He goes aggressive. He doesn't have support, but doesn't need it. The smoke bought him a little extra space, but they've stepped through it. Yedajay onto Profek, causes problems. The plant can now be secured from FUT. The attack side, always the one to find success from what we've seen so far. But BBL haven't been doing this. Often the retakes have come in just from one angle. Now they're sending that man late with the operator of all weapons, and he's found his mark. Yedajay down and out, and the only players left are in under the op, swinging in slowly. Out of Captain finds him looking for Sociable and cracks with the trade. 3 players A. It's actually light on B after that early util. In fact, the person who placed the util now sitting around middle. It's allowing them to be stacked up and ready to take into FUT's hands. And now, okay, they've got A control. They've a stack up there. They've got deep B control.
Oh, there's no
Let's
way.
try to walk through mid. That's the right response, but the wrong round with Yedajay waiting for that very play. FUT one step ahead, and it may see Ascent back in their hands. This province can be seized, and this is the first step to success. Profek and Magnum stand in their way. It's now just one, but they're desperately low. A few shots landed, and it's... Previously, we've been around A, been around short, or at least market in the late round. A deep control from Levin that you're highlighting. Well, it might not mean much. They keep losing.
Oh, no, he's gone forward.
It's a full rotation. It forces him in. Losing a man. You want to retake ground elsewhere. But instead, they get an early notification that the A site is lost. Taken over by FUT. And they're already in. It doesn't matter. The salvos are too late. The dash got past them. And the plant will be secured. Sociable looking to make a play. And he's got one at least.
It's brought the round at least back into the realms of possibility. Mr. Fallen low, in goes Profek for one. Cracks under the site, is still lurking below, holding that ground, but Profek's found another. Half defusal, not quite garnered, but it's now left all onto EMEA. The spray's a little bit wild. He's going to go jumping through. He'll catch it out. It's be enough to take the spoils. What? Oh, like a trigger bot.
He knows his dash distances. So little tag on Mr. Fallen, but out of Captain returning a bit more damage. 3 pickups. And it's looking like he needs a little more, in fact, because he's closed in on my social.
What is happening?
The attack side, again, coming into a resurgence late in the round. That was a 4v2, but blink, and we're back to even footing. Damage done to Sociable, but 1 away from the ult that will now be acquired in the back of this plan, but he should be dead. Yedajay's got the wrap, he's got the read, and the spray, not quite there, but Cracks picks up the pieces. At long last, a defensive round is on the board. This could spell the end of overtime.
Well, with the way the series is...
The wrap around from Yumpy. He's gonna be here, and he's gonna be here on time. Other side of the smoke. Swinging in, gets 1. Magnum with the trade, and Prophet catches Lurk on A. Players falling, and Spike dropped in the open. They need the picks now. The time's not there to get the plant, and it's done and dusted. A solution in overtime. The defending rounds now for both teams. The battle for this province falling back into the hands of one of these teams, but neither wants to let go. Deep play from Levin. It's risky, and it doesn't pay off with Mr. Fallen claiming scalps across the A site. It's a 3-piece, and Magnum, he's been great. He's had his rounds, but not this time. There's not much they can do at this stage. His footer now executing in to this A site. Salvos, this time adjusted to catch the dive in, but he's up top. He's safe for now, but Profek finds him. The close angle from Magnum nets another. BBL need
the guy in the window. Steps have been heard. Dash online, but the shot's missed. It's not connected. Magnum, though, is still there and still kicking. He could be the distraction. And then Levin's there on the swing around. Definitely hitting that 20 mark, that's for sure.
I believe they say double digits in the 2s, Tom.
I believe you say that. Levin again.
Did one time. Nice. Responses from BBL are there. They're getting everything Yedajay to contend with, but quickly traded out. The spike found on the site. FUT scrambling to try to get some picks back in their direction. And we've seen defensive rounds now fall into the hands of BBL, so there's no more security to fall back on.
Force the issue. 2-player push-up B. Magnum sees. Hasn't landed, but Sociable in middle again. That's Yedajay down. He has been the hero of so many of these rounds. Now Magnum under pressure, but he doesn't catch the timing. That's the opener they needed. That's the spike guaranteed.
Out of Captain was almost caught, but he TP'd across into main. Conscious of this flank, conscious. Sociable could be just around the corner, but his timing is... Oh, but so is Sociable's aim! A 3v4 now. FUT's chance to push this to another OT, to bring us a ridiculous distance. It's the first map of the series. Levin fights back against that. Levels up 3 versus 3. And the time ticking though. BBL, the ones that need to make a move. You can't wait for that utility, but they're sprayed down. It's a bloodbath, leaving Levin to pick up all of the pieces. The dash in deep, catches them off guard, but not for the kill. And the time against him. He's been seen.
Nice.
Now he's in enemy territory, and they've got the read. The nade gives him a bit of space. The stun perfect from Social.
For me once, shame on me, but in round 39, I'm not getting fooled by that aggression. The BBL is so careful, so methodical to make sure that this guy can't rat out a round. Zeus now tries to get aggressive as well, but he is caught by the hero of Magnum. And for FUT, they need a hero of their own. Add a captain within the site. Mr. Fallen spraying on the cross, doing a ludicrous amount of damage, maybe setting up the star smoker to take this round into his own hands. Yumpy, though, with a trade. Keeps that a
man advantage for BBL. The flash is still online for Cracks. They'll be their way back in. At least they'll hope so. Great spam.
What?
Mr. Fallen's picked up Yumpy. He might have seen a little bit of him. Who knows? Profek is down too. All of a sudden, the advantage is there for FUT, and they've closed this round out. Like you said, Tom, you cannot count them out. 20 rounds.
Levin looking for the fight, but hasn't managed to connect, and still 2 players remain within. Magnum needs to get something, and he has already. Then Sociable strikes as well, keeping the man advantage. Another added to the death toll. But we find ourselves once more 2 players versus 3. Sociable's still going. He's not stopped. He just wants to take this round into his own hands, and the rest of the team look to go alongside. We are
through the nade, that's risky.
Wants to have that element of surprise still. They need to clear the back line, and while Krax is there again, this is his position. You try and push it to the side with him sitting in that corner, and you best believe you need to hit your shots immediately. It's gonna be another opportunity for FUT to close out this.
And it's taken out, swept out from under you. With this map, it's on track to be with FUT diving in, but Sociable the first to draw blood.
Magnum not here this time around. Don't know if that'll be their undoing though. That's a solid start with the Turkish duo on this BBL side stepping up. They've still got to be careful though. Don't give anything to Mr. Fallen and a captain. They have been sublime in these clutch moments, but here comes Yumpy to add one more.
Or fall flat. So many times I can't count, even just in OT.
Oh, add a captain again. We talk about him being the anchor of this site. He's already gone. Mr. Fallen has had to try and fill in the gap, but he is under some serious pressure. But at times, pressure is all he needs. First kill already found. Now the cavalry arrives, and Mr. Fallen is still surviving. That has not cleared him out of the corner. No, they can't deal with him. I was going to say, finally, he's fallen, but no! Mr. Fallen still survives. Eventually, he has gone down. And now Yedajay needs to be the hero of another round. The spike plant ult was in a decent position. The Nightfall is going to reveal him, and he's already going to get tagged up. It is another for BBL. Within the smoke, the majority of the players around this spot on the map, Yedajay just walked through it like nobody would ever be there. Sociable's played there so many times. The quick thinking of FUT, though, is to go back towards the A side. BBL are matching them, though. They are hightailing it in this direction. Profek in position. Shots not connected initially, but he's still holding the line! It's down to just add a captain, another clutch needed, and he could just teleport to the other side of the map.
But the Prowler will confirm his position. It might get him half. Magnum's gonna stick it. The swing out. He's not making it now. Pulls his gun out, but it's too late. It's too late. He needs to kill, and he doesn't have time anymore. It's done. Rotations, but this time, FUT's still in position. Krax and Yedajay waiting patiently inside that B site as they spread the net, looking to catch FUT unaware. They fail, at least in the first attempt. The A site now, though, those players are going to be scratching their heads. Where's the extra contact? Where's the play? Well, Yedajay's about to have it, but they're looking the wrong way. He's got a shot, and he hits both with Yumpy landing nothing. It's Profek in the clutch of his life, a 1v5 deep in overtime. Can he still find a way to dig that little bit deeper? 20 seconds. Picks needed. The plant with 15, he needs to go. He needs to run, and they're waiting for him. Beautiful.
Right call. It's all about those individual plays. Who's the guy that has the moment that turns the map, and what a start. The C's. Social's been able to dodge the utility. A third defender makes their way in. Sociable's done the work. And now it's already falling apart. 23 seems guaranteed. There is not going to be a single pick going. Lead the charge.
Spawn push.
We haven't seen a play like this just yet. Timing's going to be everything, but the crossfire is perfect.
Well done.
Perfect synergy from Levin and Magnum that gives them a double. Ada Captain's going to play as much of an off angle as he can, but he's caught by the knife. They're going to know he's here. The trade needs to be there, and it is again. Perfect work from this deadly duo, and now Levin goes back for more. A second, a third bite of the cherry. And on all that remains in their way is Yedajay, but you can't give this man an inch.
Far gone. If BBL play their cards right, look at the utility. Sociable still has his easy ability online. Indeed, it will be sent out early before the tap.
Yes. I don't think he'll be beating that anytime soon.
In fact, triple mid-hold. But the smoke is going to leave them, but they swing on in. Mr. Fallen, good for one. At second, though, bought back by FUT.
For that Yedajay lurk to come back through, and I'll be honest with you, it seems like an oversight. They've completely forgotten that he's there, swinging in from behind, but they found every single pick. Time is ticking, though. Yedajay left to try and do it all. Needs to try and save this team one more time, hits the headshot, needs to get the spam, but instead it's the defusal! It is finally... Yeah, that was nothing to do with the game.
Hurry up! Well, FUT on the attack side, already closing in the distance and
Under a
taking
different form
down
of pressure
Yuppie,
here.
giving him a little bit of a break in this round. Late rotations through mid, 3 players on their way, and the retake will be underway any moment with an aggressive position from Zeus. He is put to bed early. Levin, the one to take the limelight. Magnum from up top puts the numbers in their favor. No panic now, although time is ticking. They should be able to put the pressure on around this elbow. Yedege, good for one. The second player on site backing him up is out of captain, and together they close this round. This could be the difference between first place and, well, between playing one game to make it through to the international and having to go that little
Don't
bit
replay that.
further. No, we don't need
I
to
mean it
replay
this
that.
time. I know that we like the memes. We're not showing that.
They're getting a few more picks than I'd like here. 2v2.
They've got a gun
damage
as well.
already done onto FUT. Although down goes Sociable in what could be the longest.
Doubts will be in the mind of Profek at this stage of, okay, have they rotated? Have they gone back into the other direction? The answer was no, but Mr. Fallen is
On the defensive side. With FUT early on the board, 2-0. If they can get momentum in their sails, this new comp as well, maybe catching them off guard, this could very easily be a third map on the horizon. Cracks onto Levin, finds himself one as Ada Captain has to hightail it out of mid. A lot of utility chasing him down, and Magnum focused on the wrong target, almost loses his life.
Considering this is more of a bonus round, this is looking pretty dicey right now. Mr. Fallen's going to upgrade to a rifle as well off the pistol. He's only one away from getting his ultimate, but oh, that's a mistake.
For Profek, it's going to buy them that extra time. BBL getting to reset and potentially have 3 players on site ready for the fight. The benefit, Yuppie contains that push around from Ada Captain. Now leaves Mr. Fallen isolated with a player to his back at least. Yedege now the last man standing, 15 health.
Not planted.
The element of surprise maybe plays into his favor with it not being planted for him, but Magnum checks it anyways. All the boxes ticked, and a round fought well by BBL. The upgrade as well off the Outlaw. They're going to walk out with you're likely to run in to the numbers. Now BBL throwing in that bit of aggression early on to catch FUT off guard. They get around, and Levin's got an opening pick from up top. Yuppie with the transfer of dreams. Flashed himself in, and as a result, the round is theirs.
Wow.
But they fall. It'd be a mistake from BBL to find that same aggression that they did in round 3 to go up towards Nest to push down deep mid, but they don't.
Where's he going?
Well, they don't.
Where's
Say
he
a
going?
Sociable jumps up top. The first fight is whatever, but I'm not sure about that aggression. It's worked out for just one death, but a great play.
Oh, speaking of aggression, Profek has gone walkabouts.
Oh my goodness.
He's bypassed everybody, but well, a nasty surprise.
The ult is going to be sent in after it. The plant found just on the edge as well.
Oh.
Look at the swing. It's a free pick for Magnum. They still end up smelling the roses in that play with a 4v4 as a result. Ult popped, swing in though, and it's Magnum getting that little bit more. But the second side of the push is being slowed, stopped as Yedege found one. Nade trades him out too. But Krax is left alone thanks to the salvo. Stun just misses. He's caught one above, isolating the fights. The wraparound spotted, and he stopped the defuse, at least for now. Sociable needing to put the pressure on time-wise. The tap making it to half just about, but he's looking the wrong way. A red bag, man. That's what it's all about. Levin going aggressive makes a bit more sense, not up against the eco, but they've seen this play before. Not ready for it. He grabs one, the flash fades,
That's
but
fine.
so does he. 1 for 1, and the res up on Krax completely nullifies that fight. Yuppie going in, and now they've
Oh, no.
They did!
What?
They didn't see him! A phantom! And he's managed. Well, there's hardly a third guy there because he would have swung with them. Oh, well, listen, you were wrong.
Oh, he's full
Numbers
sprint.
even.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Fallen's got him. Profek giving away the cues, and now Magnum with it all to do. He's heard the steps running away, even gets tags onto Yedege. Unfortunately, Yedege's got the upper hand now, halfway diffused, but the swing comes.
B control. I wonder if we're going to see the push through. No, instead, look at the defense. They've already taken very deep control, and over the top goes Zeus, but he's decided to fall back.
Being caught out, his left side covered in by the alarm bot as well, so there's no need to panic. The thing is, these rotations coming through, they're not spotted because of the orb up, but they are spotted because Yuppie's gone up aggressive, got himself the opening right over belt. Now these players are expected to be coming this direction, ult activated, and no utility for FUT to use on this take. It's got to just be swings, and well, at least it's working out for the first.
Ults being spammed forcing them forward. They expect the one position that couldn't have been cleared. Sociable looking for another hero play, but again, he'll be slowed. Has Yumpy for support, leaving two standing. Salvos will deny them that little bit longer. Sociable even looking to try and take the fight. Another of those stuns put into play. Just 10 seconds left, but the aggression working out. Sociable drops the spike and continues along. Kinda sucks. Viper's Pit could be the difference maker. Flash, solid space taken. Zeus has done well. Again, the disruption caused by the Waylay, but Sociable is still here, not for long. Trade's almost immediate. That Viper's Pit is becoming more and more tempting by the seconds, and it will go down. Magnum hoping to try and find a gap within it. Hoping that the spam can maybe get something, but it goes the other way. A flank coming through. Never with a sniper. Probably hoping that he could find another gun. Instead, it's Yumpy to get one with the spam.
Shorty on its way, and it's found out of Captain. Pit goes down. They saw Mr. Fallen. They saw him step into that corner, and he's so desperately low. A conversion for BBL around that. I mean, you mentioned it though, Tom. The real danger once that Pit goes one away from a valuable ult. No doubt that's something BBL are tracking.
Either that or he's having a jam tart and he's going to have a tart attack, but I don't think that's what he was saying.
I don't believe so, Tom. But there's no telling when it comes to Magnum. Sociable, good for the pick. They were looking to push him out of that position, got more than their bargain for. Ult sent through by Deadlock, but it's a little late. The player's already gone, and Ada Captain lurking outside A.
It's the close position that's far more dangerous. The knife won't connect.
Free.
Yumpy right in position, and it what? That was he got both of them and the third as well. What? No, I need a
no series in a BBL that looked like they had no legs to stand on. Well, this is a different BBL we're seeing here today. They've claimed FUT's former home ground, and now they look to beat them on their own map pick. But an opening pick gives FUT the advantage, and I'm sorry, but the BS meter's off the charts. Profex got one in the spawn, the spray through the wall to catch one, and FUT tagged up heavy on a lot of players.
I don't know if they'll expect two to be here. That's the only thing. The attack really want this back line, and well, it's already looking done.
They don't know.
They don't know the Sociable's here, but he can't just take one kill. He needs to get a multi-frag, and the second he fires on one, they'll all be looking his way. That's the problem. So many players in this backline. Yumpy needs even more BS than the last round. I don't think it's going to be happening. A net laid to keep him in position, and a swing. Duck shot more though. Profek up above. Bullets connect, but no pick found. He went through. He went through the Viper screen. He's looking to just fight tooth and nail. And they
more. Taken out by the utility of Cracks. Ult sent through as a response. Players just standing either side of it. 20 seconds and it's all down to the delay. Out of Captain, 36 HP. Man advantage for BBL. They've seen a player up on the rope, hung out to dry, and Levin quickly closes the round. That's BBL. All right, Levin. BBL finishing out this half with 7 rounds on the board. And for FUT, well, they better hope that they've cracked the code of the defense, or this is going to be a 2-0, as it always has been between these teams, and in the other directing that space.
BB execution doesn't really leave him with anywhere to go. Levin, the flash is perfect. Yumpy with the setup for the young duelist once again, but they have not cleared the one man left within the site. A chance for Energy to spring a trap. 2 quick kills. That aggression was so successful for BBL, they didn't realize that there was still one man lurking in the grass.
Again, it was the one that they spotted to start this one out. Just figured he'd fallen back that little bit further, but no, Yedeje is still here. Unfortunately, he needs to do it all. A 3-piece already. 2 away from the ace, and he isolates the first, spots the second. Oh, it's close. 50 HP left on Sociable, but Salvos come back online. That's going to buy a little bit more time, and in this round, with it already bleeding so deep, he should be able to run this clock all the way down. Sociable, he may even give the ace in the end, but the time is gone.
To do.
First man in, last man out of that previous round. But FUT left in the dirt now, classics across the board, no shields. That makes it very easy for Levin to drop you. Sociables wall.
Put the Annihilation online. Whether or not they can cause any extra damage for Sociable, he's going hunting. Now bear in mind, he is only 2 away from having the Armageddon.
you may recall that he started this round out right around here, wallbanging someone with a Guardian. Now, he's got himself a Stinger because Magnum swaps weapons with him and says, you go get your orbs. Now, that orb's going into the hands of Yumpy, like it or not, but he waited as long as he could.
He's weirdly
What about
ratty.
the Stinger?
Yeah, it's another SMG. Normally he has a Spectre. So,
oh no!
Oh, that's a table breaker. That's one where you're going to be incredibly frustrated in a round that you just cannot afford to lose. Yedije, too many players, too many targets, and no shots connected. This could be the round already over. Yumpy taking aggressive positioning, and he goes down, cracks with a quick double. Somehow turning this round all the way back on his own. Dragging his team. Their face, try and catch them as they rotate. Or maybe have a bit of an off angle, and that off angle will be had. They have completely bypassed him and just not checked some of those closer angles. It's definitely a surprise factor. There's the ultimate, which, while sticking this, he's just about going to live to tell the tale. But now Prophet looks to come back in from behind. An easy pick and a beautiful post-spot.
Of the end of this series.
Fek is isolated. This is a very ratty position, but now he's been spotted. They're going to look to swing him together. That Sheriff has come into play, and the Spike needs to just leave. Retrieving that gun, definitely not going to be easy, but that's at least something to write home about. The weird thing is that the current position that's currently in play for Sociable. He's in their spawn, maybe not knowing how many players are there, but they are still checking.
No charges left.
Whoops.
For everybody on the other side, and well, Levin is doing the business. He even wants to try and make this a little bit easier for Yedije.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about this round, Tom, is they knew that there's only one player on A because they saw them all.
It's always the case. You lose a crazy map like that, and you're just exhausted. Like, I think we've seen...
In your head is one thing, but the feeling as these rounds keep on clocking up, as you keep getting shut down in early fights, Zeus on the push forward. Oh, this could be it. He catches Yumpy lacking. Beautiful timing, and he only sees one. No need to rotate. They'll stick in position on B, even having the Deadlock utility to back them up, but Captain goes swinging early. He falls. Deadlock utility dealt with. Ult activated by Cracks. He's been sensational so far. A highlight of the FUT squad, and it's a double up for him. Profek on the lurk. Another staple of this series, especially here on Icebox. He's managed to thread the needle for one. Zeus goes down one by one. They're falling. Late play through mid, though. Yedije should tip the scales in their favor here. It's Profek down for nothing, and Sociable to do it all. He's got salvos. The time not that far gone. That's going to delay them slightly, but he's caught by the
He actually got Yedije. That's absurd.
Luckily, Cracks is still going. So that will be no problem to just get that diffuse across the line.
Just chilling at the end as well. It could be used to get in, or it could be used... Well, never mind. It's going to be used to get in. Space taken. Pressure for Yedije. In fact, he's taken so much damage. A couple of extra assists. The easiest assist Yumpy's ever going to get. And Levin taking this deep control. It's expected. It's, well, attempted. But that's almost too easy. The Viper's Pit even going to be used for safety. That safety is not needed! Very well, this series so far, this marathon. He was there throughout the lot of it, a backwards dash into the site. I'm guessing that was to avoid whatever flash was thrown, but it hasn't avoided the death toll, and that's going to put the Waylay ultimate available. Mr. Farlin also in quite an aggressive position. Them has got to. The surprise, though, is there. The turnaround, and somehow Captain wins that battle as well. 2 players remain. Spike not planted. A kill at least for Yumpy, but well, his teammates nowhere to be seen. I don't think there's even any time to get anything done here, and with Zeus in position, yeah, just take the orb.
Well, let's leave and be that little bit more open. Information now coming in that that's where the hit is, his presence. Magnum's caught Mr. Fallen lacking. The mid control for him, good. And he's even spotted Zeus, but Zeus fires right back at him. Ult put into play is going to force it forward. It's Cracks in an awkward position. He was dead to rights if he didn't move, and instead steps into their waiting crosshairs. No follow-up on the utility thrown through as Captain wraps around. Great C's too. They're getting a lot done with that utility with Yedije following up. It's all on Profek. He's got his Vandal to play with and a good idea where these players are, but only 20 seconds. No, he spotted one down below. The spray is good, but no idea on the final player. Yedije in there. A comp that works against your comp, not planned out for you, but I think BBL is a different kettle of fish altogether. Zeus opening, as there'll be no ante to his early aggression this time. He has caught them lacking. And with Sociable down, you're losing some of that displacement utility, some of that information on the drone. They go in together, though, looking to take these fights. A wrap around on the B site gets Profek one, but he's soon to fall, surely. On the site of A, a lot of presence taken, but they've lost everything on B. The thing is, they know Profek's there. They're waiting for him to wrap around, and he has to be quick because Yumpy's all alone.
The wraparound coming around from Mr. Fallen as well. Timing here is perfect. It couldn't be any better. Knowing
be doing more than just living on a prayer. They're making this comeback a reality. But for BBL, there's always that extra level to go to, and mainly when you see Levin has got a that took it away just in time. Levin's got a blade storm. Early fight sent in by Zeus, and it's Levin to return a kill. In fact, there wasn't one dealt out. He's the one just fighting it from the get-go. Like I said, you see the Blade Storm online, you start to panic, and Profex lurks again, getting up to no good around middle.
God, this is such a big advantage now. They need a hero, and there's no hero to be had. Zeus down, lockdown for safety, but there's nobody here. The Viper's Pit was placed on the other side of the map. That was being held by the captain. Yedege is already stuck on the middle of the map, and there's still a lurk. There's still a player sitting behind Profek, and his timing has been impeccable all the way through this map so far.
Out of captain, good for one. That lurk might be needed, but Yedege's the one to shut it down. Okay, FUT, I see the game. They're right back into it. And remember how we got to OT. It was Red Bull clutch after Red Bull clutch. For BBL, their utility is keeping the clock in their favor. Salvo's online as well. Infinite delay, it seems, for this squad as FUT desperately trying to get this defused to half, but it's just not happening. Swing through, and is there to greet them. It's Sociable all alone, and Yedege to put him in the dirt. Look at the position in mid from the attackers. Look at where Zeus has gotten to, containing so much information. Magnum's got two from this position. Yedege with the closest range ult I've ever seen, using his ult like a shotgun. Zeus, having pushed through, now catches them off, and it's a messy round. At least from the side of BBL, they'll think that. But well handled by FUT. They set the dominoes up and watch them fall, with Sociable left with 3 to pick up. Zeus, the first point of contact, and he
could be so important. In fact, yeah, he's got support. He can sell the idea that maybe only one player is in this position, but they're already huge. It's 2 openers. Mr. Fallen needs to trade, and he gets nothing. Leaving now, Yetege and Ada Captain. They want to try and get back into position to maybe bring back Cracks, but it is patient on the other side. And they don't even know that there's a second player. The timing is everything, though. Yetege has been able to get that pick. Once again, bringing it into the realms of possibility. Viper's Pit in immediately, drops one, and now all that stands in their way is Yetege, and he won't be able to do it for the first